What it do, y'all? Let's talk about Smackdown, January the 8th, 2020, specifically the Roman Reigns portion of the show. So we're gonna talk about Roman's promo, uh, the stuff with Adam Pearce, only the stuff with Adam Pearce. We're gonna talk about the Gauntlet match in a different video. So let's talk about Roman. So Roman Reigns comes out to cut this promo. This promo was 20 minutes. It was entirely too long, but it was filled with so many nuggets. It was so good. Roman apparently sat down and watched every mob movie ever made, including some of the comedies, because there was a little bit of Pulp Fiction in this too. So, in summary, Roman loves Kevin Owens. He really likes him. He likes that he's tenacious, likes that he's tough. He likes everyone in the locker room. He loves everyone in the locker room. That's why he provides for them. But, Kevin Owens put him in a bad spot. And he had to do what he did. But in reality, he blames Adam Pearce for it. It's Adam Pearce's fault. Adam Pearce put Kevin Owens in that match by doing Kevin Owens a favor. And because Adam Pearce put Kevin Owens in that spot, it's really Adam Pearce's fault what happened to Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens got his ass kicked and thrown off of a high place through a stage. So he calls out Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce comes out. Adam Pearce is, being weaselly. He's kind of washed. I don't know how old Adam Pearce is, but he's kind of washed. He's like, hey, man, I don't know what's going on here. What's the big deal? And then Roman was like, didn't I tell you I was done with Kevin Owens? Like, I swear I told you, I was done with him. I was ready to move on. And then he says, we do our job. We provide for everybody. We know our stuff. We know what you do. We know what's going on. Why don't you do your job? Your job was to let me pick my own opponent. That's what his thing. Like, you think I'm not competent enough to pick my own opponent? And when he says that, you're like, oh, okay. I get it. He wants to handpick opponents. All right, I get it. So he says, well, you threw Kevin Owens into the Shark Tank. It's your fault Kevin Owens is suffering right now. So, you set up this gauntlet match. What is this gauntlet match anyway? Are you going to put yourself in this gauntlet match? And Pearce is like, no way. That's a conflict of interest. I can't do that. And then he was like, conflict of interest? Then he starts busting his balls about whether, Adam Pearce thinks he's stupid, or he thinks Vince McMahon is stupid, or whether Adam Pearce is stupid. He's just really pressing Adam Pearce in this situation here. And Pearce is like, look, I don't know what's going on here, but nobody's stupid. I don't think anybody's dumb. I didn't say any of this stuff. And he starts trying to talk to Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman apparently is the rational one. So he says, look, I didn't say any of this stuff. I didn't do anything. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. And Roman's like, okay, I'll leave you alone. But, this is after he hemmed him up, though. Like, he got really mad about the whole stupid thing. And he hemmed him up quite tightly. But he was like, okay, nobody's stupid. Everybody knows their job. Everybody knows what they're going to do. And that was kind of it. He said he's going to see him later. Going to watch this gauntlet match. Going to pay attention to the gauntlet. So then we get introduced to Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville is back, and she's some type of assistant general manager or something or other to Adam Pearce. And she's going to be working with Adam Pearce, quote unquote. We don't know in what capacity yet, but she's going to be working with Adam Pearce. But I'm guessing she's going to be some type of general manager, some type of assistant general manager. And, she still can cut a promo. She can still talk. So that's good. I'm guessing they're keeping her out of the ring for a while, because I don't think that whole thing with the stalker is over yet. So that's fine. And she suggests that Adam Pearce is going to be in the gauntlet match. And Adam Pearce was like, no, I am not going to be in the gauntlet match. I already said I wasn't going to be in the gauntlet match. Why y'all keep trying to put me in this match? And Sonya Deville's like, oh, okay, well, no, never mind then. So then later, Paul Heyman comes in, and Paul, being a weasel, is like, I was the rational one earlier, right? I was the one that was listening to you, you know. And he starts talking about how great Adam Pearce was as a wrestler, and how great Adam Pearce could have been if Adam Pearce had Paulie dangerously in his corner. And Pearce is like, okay, where are you going with this? And then Paul says, hey, I'll pull some strings and you're going to be in the gauntlet. Now, he said he pulled some strings. This means that he went above Pearce. Now, we don't know exactly what Pearce's position is. Now, this is an interesting thing, too, because Roman did ask him, like, what do you do around here? And then Pearce is like, you know what I do. He's like, of course I know what you do. I know everything. And what I don't know, Paul knows. Like, we do our job, We know what we're supposed to know over here. So they haven't told us what Adam Pearce's actual job is. But we do know he has the power to make matches. So we're in this position where now they're going above Adam Pearce. Who is above Adam Pearce? Are we going to bring in, is this what Sonya Deville comes in? Is it that she can make matches too and she just made a match for Adam Pearce? Is it the McMahons, whose name got dropped earlier, Vince McMahon's name got dropped earlier? Is it that he made this match? Whose strings were pulled? I'm interested in that. Anyway, Paul Heyman pulled some strings, and now Adam Pearce is going to be in the gauntlet match. So most of the gauntlet match takes place, and now it's Adam Pearce versus Shinsuke Nakamura in the gauntlet. And Roman comes out. We don't even get, like, Scrap Daddy to even get a theme song or anything like that. He comes in, he's reticent, reluctant to get in here and do this thing. Nakamura is, he's been rested now. He's beat 3 guys, and he's rested. And Roman gets in the ring, and him and Jay beat the shit out of Shinsuke Nakamura. They beat his ass. And Pearce is just watching. Doesn't do anything. Just watching. And I love this because in this situation, even though Pearce is right there, we were told earlier that Adam Pearce is a former wrestler who hasn't had a match in 6 years. He doesn't have any faith in himself. He doesn't even believe he can beat up referees, let alone a finely tuned athlete like Roman Reigns. He just doesn't believe he can do it. So why would he get involved and try to stop this fight? He's no different than a referee at this point. So he's, standing there and he's like, oh man, this sucks. Like, what is going on here? And he's just watching these 2 Samoans beat the tar out of Nakamura. And so Adam Pearce comes into the ring after, Roman threw Adam Pearce into the ring. And then, they kind of tell him to pin Nakamura because Nakamura is down. Pearce is like, he doesn't want to do it. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. So Jay kicks Pearce in the face. Roman throws Adam Pearce on top of Shinsuke Nakamura. Following the 3 count, Adam Pearce is the number 1 contender for the Universal Championship and will wrestle Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. Okay, so basically, Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns are both going to be wrestling older wrestlers. They're keeping a theme with these 2 guys, right? So pretty much both of them get a night off. They both get, there's no real danger of Drew losing. There's no real danger of Roman losing. Roman is in this match. Now, you're not gonna get Scrap Daddy AP. That's not what I think. I think you're gonna get Adam Pearce executive wrestling in a match. Much like, when the Stooges used to wrestle, you didn't really get Gerald Briscoe, wrestler, or Pat Patterson, in his prime. Even though Pearce is not as old as those people, I think he might be in his mid-40s. He's probably not as old as, probably mid-40s, yeah. Matter of fact, let's take a look. He's only 42. He is about the same age as AJ Styles. Okay, so this is not bad. Now, after I didn't know how old he was. Now I know how old he was. So he said he hadn't had a match in 6 years. He hadn't had a match since he was 35. Somewhere about 36, maybe. Yeah, 36. Okay, so he retired at 36. It's crazy wrestling is such an industry where you can retire at 36. Like, isn't that crazy? You can, like, Michael Hayes retired at 35. Like, when he became Doc Hendricks, he was only like 35, even though he looked 56. Anyway, Scrap Daddy is only 42. All right, so this is fine. Now, this is an interesting scenario now. Adam Pearce has never been on WWE roster. This is something Michael Cole talked about. You know, he said Adam Pearce wasn't good enough to make a WWE roster in his prime. That's why he, never wrestled in WWE before. This guy was an NWA World Heavyweight Champion, and was a standard bearer for the NWA during some dark times. Similar, his role was similar to that of Nick Aldis today. He was the guy for the NWA at a certain point in time. I have seen Adam Pearce matches before. I believe, his match with Blue Demon Jr. when he dropped the belt to Blue Demon. I saw some of his matches with Colt Cabana. So I've seen Adam Pearce work. I still don't believe that Adam Pearce is going to work in this match. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think that you're going to say, well, this is your character, is that you're a WWE official, not that you're a wrestler. He's not going to go in there and try to out-wrestle Roman Reigns. But who knows? It might be interesting that he's going to try to do that. And since he's in this position, you got some time. He's got, 5 weeks or whatever to build up to, go train. And they try to act like Adam Pearce is the oldest man in the world. But this is very interesting. I know a lot of people are upset. They would have preferred Nakamura. They would have preferred Bryan. They would have preferred somebody who's on the active roster. But since they're not changing the title, I don't really... I get it. I feel you on that. But the Rumble is the draw for the Royal Rumble, So you can put as many actual guys in the Rumble as you can. That's fine. Usually the Rumble match, the Rumble pay-per-view matches, the Rumble championship matches are filler anyway. Because the Rumble itself is the draw. So at that point, it's not really that big of a deal. So I am very interested in Adam Pearce versus Roman Reigns. Not because I think it's going to be a great match, but because is this going to be a way of either A, introducing Adam Pearce as an actual wrestler, where he's going to wrestle regularly, B, a way of getting rid of Adam Pearce as a authority figure, C, introducing a new authority figure to replace Adam Pearce. I think they kind of started doing that with Sonya Deville. So those are the three questions. Now I'm not sure that Adam Pearce wants to wrestle. They're probably just pushing this issue, and he's probably going to take the paycheck because why not? You get to work with Roman Reigns. Why not? But I don't think this is going to mean he's going to start wrestling all the time now, But he is training some of the guys. I know that he's one of those people who are much like Drew Gulak, who is training talent for the Performance Center. So he's not completely out of shape. Likely somebody saw him in the Performance Center and was like, damn, you're actually not that bad for, a retired guy. Get in there. Go one-on-one with Roman a little bit. I would be thrilled if it was a real match. If it was going to be a real match with these two guys and they're actually going to wrestle, I would be cool with that. I would actually be cool with that, and as long as Roman wins, of course. But, they kind of buried Pearce, and in doing so, they buried the NWA title. They say, oh, he wasn't good enough. It's like, sometimes that's true. But I think Adam Pearce's legacy as the NWA champion kind of speaks for itself. He was a real standard bearer for the company. I enjoyed some of the matches that I watched. I don't particularly like Colt Cabana, but I know that the 7 levels of hate, or the 7 whatever hate, it was a good idea. It was a great idea. It was basically just Adam Pearce was obsessed with beating Colt Cabana, who had beat him for the title, and he came up with this concept of having the best of 7. And they basically did it all across the country, where they would do 7 matches, and it was supposed to end in a cage match in Australia. and the NWA wouldn't sanction the match. So both they had the match anyway, and then they both refused to take the title. And I believe Colt Cabana actually was supposed to be the champion, but the NWA was like, just being the NWA. You know, the NWA is suicidal. Like, I never met an organization that basically leeches off of other people. Like, the NWA always leeches off of other promotions, but they're always so fucking bossy. Like, they always want to set rules, and this is what we're gonna do, and this is what you guys should be doing. It's like, fuck off. I got to TV time. I run the buildings. I do this. What the fuck do I need you in your stupid belt for? Like, the NWA is a suicidal promotion. Like, that's the best thing Billy Corgan has done, has stopped in the NWA from being completely suicidal and just being able to be like, we're all rulesy and we're this commission and we are in control of this and we do this and do that. It's like, fuck off. You guys should just be happy anybody wants to use that fucking belt after Shane Douglas threw it in the ground. After fucking Flair and all those guys didn't want it anymore. You're lucky anybody wanted it. But that's the NWA, man. They shot themselves in the foot. They had something good there with Adam Pearce and Colt Cabana. Then both of those guys took off. So so everybody's like, okay, well fuck it. You know, we're done with this. And that was basically Adam Pearce's legacy, that he stormed off. He was a man of integrity. That, you know, the NWA wouldn't sanction a match where I don't remember the outcome, but I know he had agreed to a certain outcome with Colt Cabana, and then the NWA didn't want that, and he just basically told the NWA to go fuck themselves, which you always should, because fuck the NWA. Well, the old NWA, the commission, since they sold everything to Billy Corgan, has actually not been that bad, and it's still kind of suicidal. Like, they managed to fuck up the deal with ROH, but I don't want to go down the whole path with the NWA. So we got Adam Pearce as a wrestler in WWE. He's only 42 years old. This is a good thing. You know, it's not bad. Is it possible, though, and I sat here and I thought about this, that Kevin Owens interferes in this match and tries to help Adam Pearce win the title? That's really what excites me, is that you got 4 or 5 weeks before the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is at the end of the month. You could easily have Kevin Owens off TV all this time and then have Kevin Owens make a triumphant return at the Royal Rumble and help Adam Pearce nearly win. I don't mean Adam Pearce actually wins. That would really blow my mind. Like, could you imagine the salt? The salt. Oh my God, it might actually be worth doing. Just to see the eruption of emotion and people who will be furious if Adam Pearce actually beat Roman Reigns for the Universal title. My God, my troll senses are tingling up and down my spine. God damn, I kind of want that. I kind of want that now. I kind of want that. I'm kind of interested in Strap Daddy beating Roman Reigns with a little sprinkle of help from Kevin Owens. Now, if it was the 90s, it probably would have done that. Because that's pretty much how, you know, Vince won his title. You know, guys who are not wrestlers should always win titles. If they're going to win titles, should be winning titles that way. But I don't believe that they should do that. I think that it will be really bad. It would be an interesting turn for Roman, though, because it would be a real big blemish on his record that he would very quickly try to recover from, which he would be able to do so. But it would be the end of Adam Pearce, like, period, though. Like, he'd get a gracious 1 or 2 day run or a 6 day run and then get destroyed by Roman on TV or something. But just the idea that, it could be a great hope spot that Kevin Owens comes into the ring and, hits Roman with a stunner, and then Adam Pearce, decides to try to win. Like, that would be great. Like, that would be dope. That would be a good hope spot. I'm cool with that. But I don't see that happening. It would be nice. I think that would be good storytelling if Kevin Owens tried to help, or Nakamura, maybe both. Like, why not? Why not have Nakamura come out there and and distract Jay. And then while Jay is out there fighting with Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens comes into the ring. Boom, stunner on Roman. And then Adam Pearce tries to win. You know, of course, Adam Pearce ends up losing in the end. But you got these two guys who Roman been beating up on. And now they're going to work together and try to help Adam Pearce, at least get the title off Roman. Like, that would be interesting. It would be interesting. Now, I don't know where you go with that, but it would be interesting. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and thank you guys for your time. I'll talk to you guys later.